Hey guys, it's Bailey with Reclaim Grace. I'm so happy you clicked on this video today. We are in my new workshop. I'm finally getting a little settled. Everything is going good, and I have 3 Christmas projects for y'all today that I hope y'all enjoy. Y'all let me know which project is your favorite at the end of the video. One, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, was definitely not in my comfort zone. I used some crazy colors for Christmas, I would say. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that one. And we're gonna go ahead and get started right now. I hope everyone is doing well today. I am feeling much better this week. So I was able to get 3 Christmas projects for y'all. And we're going to get started with project 1, which is a very, very simple one. I picked up these Nutcrackers last year at the Dollar Tree in their Dollar Plus section for $3, which is a pretty good deal because I think they're around 5 or 6 at Hobby Lobby. I took off those tags and I'm going to give all 3 Nutcrackers a good base layer of a black paint, making sure to get into all the nooks and crannies and give all 3 Nutcrackers a full solid coat. Once that black paint was good and dry, I was planning to use that bronze by Paint Couture, but I changed my mind, went for an easier option, and used antique gold rub and buff. This only took 1 coat because it is way more opaque than the bronze paint, and the color is absolutely stunning. We're going for a gold or brass look for these Nutcrackers today, and it was very easily accomplished with putting that black paint down first. It makes it look a little vintage and antique metal when a little bit of that black paint peeks out from under the gold. Just using a really cheap artist brush here because I'm going to throw this away whenever I get done. And here is how they came out. I priced these for $9.95 per Nutcracker, and they all 3 sold in 1 day. What do y'all think about this easy project? Project 2 took me out of my comfort zone, but we're going to start with this Dollar Tree Reef Ring, so 125 from the Dollar Tree, and then I picked up this silver, tinsel garland from Walmart. I think a whole pack of this was around $3, and we're going to use the whole strand. I'm just going to tie it off here on the back, and then we will just start wrapping this tinsel through and all the way around the reef ring. I did decide to use a little piece of a pipe cleaner here just to make sure nothing becomes untied. I want to take this time to thank y'all for spending your time with me today. And if y'all have not hit that subscribe button yet, please do so. My name is Bailey and I love all things DIY. I have 2 booths that I sell out of in Eastern North Carolina, and I love to bring y'all along making over furniture, doing thrift flips, and like I said, all things DIY. So if that sounds like something you would enjoy, hit that subscribe button. So here I am. I have made my way around the whole reef, and I went ahead and used that extra tinsel and just went around a second time, kind of more loosely. And I'm just taking another pipe cleaner to tie off that last loop in. Just making sure everything is secure. And then while we're at it, we're going to take another pipe cleaner, cut in half, find that outer ring to reform, and then, sorry y'all, and then we're going to make a little hanger so we can hang our reef. Our next step is to pour some 2-part resin into a little mixing cup. I'm just mixing it up here very well. And we're going to pour some ornaments from our Biblos mold. I'm going to cast 3 different ornaments here. And as you can see, my table is not level. So I'm having to shove some little transfer sticks under there just to make sure I have a flat back to my casting. This resin cures in about 7 minutes, so I can very quickly go ahead and pop them out and clean up any edges with an X-Acto knife and a piece of sandpaper. Here are the plastic bulbs I'm going to use in today's project. I ordered them on Amazon and that link will be in my description. I think a pack of 50 for like $12 and I only used maybe 15 of them. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. Have some more for another project. I did take that little metal ring off the top and I'm going to take off the topper to our little plastic ornament. And here is where the fun begins. We are taking blue and pink paint. I got inspired to do this color combination from a post on Pinterest, and we're going to go with it. So I'm painting a couple ornaments this solid blue color, and I'm going to put that into a little dowel stick and poke it into some floral foam to let that dry. And then we're going to continue lightening up that blue by just mixing some of that white paint you see to the side until we have about one shade lighter. We're going to do that a few times to get down to a pretty pale blue shade all the way to a white color. And you will see what I'm talking about as we keep on going. I'm using acrylic paints here, and if I could do this project over, I would spray these ornaments with a clear matte sealer before I started painting them. I feel like that would make the paint stick better, but I did not do that. So just if you recreate this project, that's what I would do. So now I have moved on to the pink color. You see me doing the bright or darker pink, and now you see me lightening up a few shades and painting a few more ornaments. And the same with this color, we lighten it up a few times, ornament by ornament, until we get to the white. And since we are using the cheaper acrylic paints, this did require 3 coats each. While I had this color pink on my brush, I went ahead and painted this ornament from the Biblos mold. And I did have to do 2 coats on this ornament. Then I grabbed out my blue paintbrush that I stored in a little baggie off to the side, and I painted this shape ornament with 2 coats of this lighter blue. The little smaller ornament to the right, I painted a white color. Now I'm moving on with a clean paintbrush to paint, I think, 3 total white ornaments. This white was pretty thin, so I did have to do 4 coats of the white paint on top of my ornaments. Next, we are going to take the little toppers to our ornament and give them a base layer of just a black paint. I went with Fusion Coal Black, and I just did 1 coat on all of the ornament toppers. Once I gave that black paint time to dry, we're coming in with the Pint Art bronze paint. Man, I love this color. I am obsessed with this product right now, and we're going to use it on all the top of our little ornaments. And I did do 2 coats on all the toppers. And once we finished painting those, while I had the paintbrush out, I decided to add a little bit of detail to my ornaments. I did the toppers to our ornament castings. And once I finished that, I decided to take some detail down the sides of our ornaments, just lightly sliding our brush down the sides. And we will do a little strip on the bottom of this blue ornament. What are y'all thinking about this color combination so far? When I say this is out of my comfort zone, I don't really even know what else to say. These are not my colors. I showed my mom and a lady I work with, Miss Lori, these, and they literally like looked at me funny because they just know this isn't my style. But when you get inspired to create something, you get inspired. So you kind of got to get it out of your head and bring it to life. So that's what this project is all about. I did decide to give a little bit of splatter to a couple ornaments just to give it a little finer detail. Our next step is just to apply some polyacrylic matte, which, if you already know, does not have a true matte finish. It has more of a satin finish, if you ask me. We're going to go ahead and apply a nice even coat over the top of all our ornaments to give them some nice protection. I'm also going to seal over the top of our castings with that same polyacrylic. Now here is our blue pile with all the different shades of blue, and I'm just going to start by screwing on those brass kind of looking toppers to our ornaments, and I'm going to figure out layout. I need to figure out how or where I'm going to glue down the ornaments we made from resin. So I'm just going to put a white ornament in between my blue and pink as I'm going around the reef. And now we're going to start putting this baby together. I'm using a hot glue gun here, lots of hot glue, and we're going to start by placing our bigger ornament down to our tinsel reef, just pressing until that glue has a few seconds to dry. I'm going to figure out what looks best here and where to place the second ornament, and then we will start placing the bulbs. When placing our painted bulbs down, I'm going to use plenty of hot glue on the back side, and I'm going to have our little brass toppers facing towards the inner ring of the reef. I'm going to, since we laid it out, I know which ones to grab next, and I'm just going to continue placing these bulbs around our reef until we make all the way around to our casted ornament. And here we are placing our last bulb down, and you can see this reef really coming alive. I like to call this the kitschy Christmas reef. Do you know anyone that use these colors for Christmas? I I'm not 100% sure of this. Stephanie, if you're watching, let me know. But Stephanie, the store owner to Lola's Vignettes, I feel like this is 100% her style. So as you can see, I grabbed a little deer out of the Kitschy Christmas transfer book, IOD, and I'm going to apply that to the front ornament, burnishing that down really good. And I do go over top of that with the top coat again. And now my favorite part, mushroom. I love mushrooms. This is actually what inspired me to do this project to begin with. I picked up this mushroom from Walmart. I think it was around $3, using loads of hot glue here. And I'm going to make sure my hanger is to the top before I place this down. And I'm just going to glue the mushroom down and hold it in place until that glue dries. I'm now going to take a few bottle brush trees. I'm cutting them at different lengths just so that they can stagger a bit, getting rid of all those little extra bristles, and then we will start gluing these down. I placed that one just so I could figure out placement, and I really like how that looks next to the mushroom. So we're going to go ahead and glue that in place. I left the wire on the end because I feel like that could give it a little bit more stability, threading it through the tinsel, and I feel like it's up there pretty good. Again, using a lot of hot glue here and holding it until that glue dries. And since it touched the side of the mushroom, I did decide to add a little bit of hot glue there too. We're going to get that last mini tree glued down and this project is done. I did add a little bit of antique and wax on the top of it. Y'all know I had to. And I really like how it turned out. Again, this is definitely not my style, but I think it is cute. I think it is kitschy and I think it is very vintage looking. I priced this wreath at $45.95. Y'all let me know what you think about this project. Now let's get started with project 3. We're starting off with these 3 rolls of spool. I picked up for like 25 cents each at a thrift store, and we're going to glue the medium size spool to the top of our larger one. I'm sure you can guess what we're making here, a cute spool snowman. We're then going to glue the smaller one to the top of the medium one, and we're going to give that glue plenty enough time to dry. I thrifted a huge bag of buttons for $2.99 at Salvation Army a couple months ago, and I was thinking to myself, I'm never going to use these. Well, ha, I did, and I'm excited about it. So I went through that bag. I picked out some black buttons, some green ones, some red ones, some gold ones, and just had a pretty big selection in front of me. And then I picked out some medium size black buttons for the buttons to our snowman. I'm going to place 3 on the front and side and a little dab of hot glue to secure those. I then hunted in my bag of buttons for some smaller black little buttons that we can use for the snowman's eyeballs. Now we're going to work on our snowman scarf. I'm going to use this gorgeous red velvet ribbon I got off Amazon. And if y'all are interested in anything I say I'm using from Amazon, my store front is linked in my description box below so y'all could check it out. We're just going to tie a knot here and then I will go searching for a button to embellish our little knot. Now our snowman needs a hat. So I went and stole a hat off of a paper mache snowman I had in my stash, and I also stole that snowman's nose. I did have to freshen that black paint up to the hat because I caused a little bit of damage. I'm going to apply quite a bit of hot glue here and I'm going to press it onto that top spool of yarn, holding that for a few minutes until that glue dries. Then we will work on the little wired nose. I thought this was so cute. We're going to use hot glue again and apply his nose. The only thing left to do is to create a smile for our snowman. So I'm going to use a dowel rod here dipped into some black paint. I do offload it a little bit onto my cap just to make sure I don't have too much paint on my end of the rod. But you can also use the end of a paintbrush to do this method. And I did decide to go over the paint dots a few times to make them a bit darker. And this snowman is done. Y'all let me know what y'all think about him. I priced him at $23.95 and I think he is absolutely adorable. That is it for today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed these 3 projects. Y'all let me know which one is your favorite and I will see y'all next week with another DIY Christmas video. If you like this one, please hit that like button and consider subscribing if you have not already. Thank y'all so much for being here. Talk to y'all in the comments. Bye.